Good evening, Vanakkam, Namaskaram. You know, now you will see there is a corona wave, second wave, is enhancing day by day, becoming severe throughout the world. Basically, which second wave has been covered in India of corona, it is not a original corona. It is a new strain of corona developed in India, not came from outside. Because symptoms are totally different from previous corona. In previous corona number 1, only aged people were affected and were died. Those old people which are suffering by diabetes, heart problems. In second wave, you will see children and youth are affected in last case. My one relative was in the service, software engineer at Mumbai, young, 35-year-old, only 35, just married. He was suffered by corona, but there was no any symptom, no symptom at all. He was not known that he is suffering by corona. No symptom. But actually, he was positive. 5 days before, morning, there was some trouble in the respiration. So immediately he was hospitalized and detected as a severe corona. And evening, he died, expired. This is a new strain of corona. And nobody can assure that these new strains of the corona will be covered by this vaccination. Because we have no any answer. Climate change is more responsible for the development of these strains. Because when viruses, bacteria were created by the God first, the God has assured them in biological watch inside the body of virus and bacteria that go on the earth. You will get clean sunlight, clean water, and clean atmosphere. The carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere will be below 260 ppm. Will not cross 260 ppm level so that you can live very naturally, no problem. Now, carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere is enhanced above 450 ppm. This much air is polluted. God has given the capacity to the viruses, bacteria to accept the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere 260 ppm, and now level is enhanced above 450 ppm. Virus and bacteria cannot adjust these changes. They react. Not only bacteria, viruses, human also, vegetation also. It is unexpected. God has given assurance to viruses, bacteria, and living beings. Okay, go on the earth. Air quality index will below 30, so that you can take the respiration very well. There will be no problem for your lungs and respiratory system. No. No cold, no pneumonia, no flu, nothing. You will be free. Now, air quality index is more than 350. In November, New Delhi, more than 700. Viruses, bacteria, and vegetation and human being is not habitual to accept this a huge quantity which is increased genetically, not kept. God has assured, go on the earth. The intensity of the solar light will not enhance above 7,000 foot candle. It will remain 5,000 to 7,000 foot candle, and temperature will remain 24 to 32 degrees centigrade. Before lakhs of years, when viruses, bacteria came on the earth. Now, what is the situation? What is the reality? In April, May, June, intensity of the solar light is enhanced above 10,000 to 12,000 foot candle also. It is totally new, not accepted genetically by viruses and bacteria, human. They react. Every living being wants to survive, does not want to die. By the diseases. So every living being, including human, bacteria, viruses, are changing internally. They want to cross over, overcome these unnatural things which have happened, so that their body can accept, become acceptable. They can survive. There is a great fear in the mind of the viruses, bacteria, human, and all vegetations. These big climate changes and climate changes. They are excited. severely excited. And so, to address this climate change and natural calamities, they are reforming their bodies by internal genetical mutation. And they are changing themselves in the new strains, which become very violent due to the unnatural things created by human being, not created by viruses and bacteria, in the name of climate change and global warming. So viruses and bacteria become violent and they are coming in new strains and they are attacking the human being, attacking the creator of this climate change, human being. This is the justice given by the God. And when you take the vaccinations, I am listening that the impact will be only for 1 year. Again, you have to take the vaccination. I am listening in the media. That means these are not the sustainable remedies. These are not the sustainable remedies. New strains will coming and will affect. In 1918, 1918, after completion of the Second World War, First World War, sorry, there was a wave of corona before 100 years ago. That was called Spanish flu. Minimum 4 crore people were died. Minimum 4 crore. 2 years that corona has resided in throughout the world. Before 200 years ago, plague, cholera, every 100 years after a new wave coming of the excited bacteria and viruses in the name of variable diseases, maybe plague, maybe cholera, maybe corona, swine flu, chikungunya. This is a great battle between the viruses, violent viruses, bacteria against science and technology, human-made science and technology. Medical scientists claim that medicine is the remedy for the recovery from the disease. Is it correct? Chemotherapy is given to every patient of cancer. chemotherapy is given to every patient of the cancer. Why maximum cancer patients are died? If medicine is the remedy, why they are dying? Every child is given BCC, tuberculosis vaccination. Every child. Why tuberculosis, TB hospitals are overflown? Lakhs of the people are dying every year by TB, tuberculosis disease. Why? They are vaccinated, actually. We can't win this battle. No. The fact is that medicine is not the remedy. To cure any disease, maybe cancer, maybe diabetes, maybe heart attack, maybe corona. Medicine is not the remedy. When you give the medicine, the bacteria and viruses change themselves, create resistance power against this medicine, and medicine becomes useless. It has happened about penicillin, tetracycline. Medicine is not the remedy. Then what is the remedy? To create the resistance power, that is the remedy. Maybe in human body, maybe plant body. To create immunity, to strengthen the immunity, that is the real remedy. And God has given our innate immunity, every living being. God has given the innate immunity at the birth time to every living being, including human and plant bodies. When we lose our immunity, we suffer by the diseases. If we are not losing our immunity, we never suffer by diseases. I heard today that science says 90% youth are suffering by corona. No single symptom is existed of the corona. They don't know they are suffering by corona, but they are giving to others. If it is the reality which I listened today, that 90% youth are suffered by corona, but they don't know they are suffered by corona because there is no any symptom of the corona, but they are carrier. They have not taken any vaccination. So also they are not getting any symptom. That means innate immunity is strong. So they are not suffering by corona. Those who have lost innate immunity, they are suffering severely and they are dying. That means medicine is not the remedy to create resistance power. That is the real limit. When air quality index is become below 30, air is pollution less, pollution free, clean, so that we can respire very easily and fantastically, no problem, no heart problem, no lungs problem, no liver problem, no pancreas problem, nothing, 100%. Now air quality index enhanced above 350, so much air is polluted by pollutants. And these pollutants are coming in the air by chemical farming, by organic farming, by go-adharit farming and industries, automobiles, emitting huge quantity of the greenhouse gases and pollutants in the atmosphere. Their factories, their indirect, direct impact are responsible. Construction industry also responsible to emit huge pollutants in the atmosphere. So atmosphere is totally polluted by pollutants. More than 350 air quality index. Every minute we are taking 16 respiration. Every minute we are taking 16 respirations. 16 times we respire. That means in 1 minute we are taking all these pollutants in the lungs. By taking air, polluted air inside the lungs, we're depositing the pollutants in the lungs and respiratory system and the blood. In 1 year, we are taking 84 lakh respirations in 1 year. How much pollutants are deposited in the lungs? How much pollutants are deposited in the respiratory system? Whether it will function? No. And your lungs become very weak. Respiratory system become very weak. And as a result, flu, cold, pneumonia, and severe bronchitis, dama, asthma, and ultimate death. Ultimate death. Medicine is not the remedy. If you want to fight with the corona, we have to minimize or finish the air pollution first. And when there will be ban on chemical farming, organic farming, go-adharit kushi, and industrial pollution, then air can become pollution free, otherwise no. In Subhash Palekar natural farming, we are not utilizing any manure, any fertilizer, nothing. We are not burning the biomass, we are utilizing entire biomass for mulching purpose, which are the high pollutant, emitting high pollutant. To fight with the corona, there is one weapon, that is Subhash Palekar natural farming. Innate immunity is activated with full strength when the supply chain is working 100%. In that supply chain, there is a great role given by the God to enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power. These enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power strengthen the immunity. Immunity become very creative, and we will not suffer by any disease. This enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power is given by only Subhash Palekar natural farming in the vegetables and fruits and in the grain, in the food. Because why? Because we are not utilizing any input which destroy enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power. These enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power is destroyed by the toxic garbage, toxins, which are deposited in the human cells, which are coming through chemically grown food and organically grown food. Residues of the chemical fertilizers, highly poison. Residues of the chemical insecticides, highly poison. Residues of the herbicide, highly poison. Residues of the hormones, highly poisonous, are deposited in the human cell when we eat chemically grown food. These are the toxins which are deposited in the cells. And these toxins destroy good bacteria, enzymes, and vital power. And we lose our immunity. We lose our immunity. Even in organic farming and indigenous farming, what is called Go Adhari Krishi, when we eat organically grown food, actually we eat cadmium, arsenic, mercury, lead, and radioactive elements. All these are very poisonous heavy metals. Cadmium, arsenic, mercury, lead are deposited in the human cells, and they destroy enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power. And we lose our immunity, and we suffer by corona, cancer, diabetes, heart attack. The battle against the corona, cancer, diabetes, heart attack If we will continue chemical farming, organic farming, indigenous farming, human will not win this battle. Never, never. And corona, cancer, diabetes, heart attack will continue. In Subhash Palekar natural farming, we are not utilizing any manure, any fertilizer. No cow dung manure, no chemical fertilizer, no compost, no vermicompost, nothing. No question is arise that the residues of toxic garbage are deposited in the cells. No question is arise. And when in the human cells, the toxic garbage are not deposited, ultimately, good bacteria, enzymes will, water power will act very fantastically. And our resistance power, immunity will be strengthened. And then we can fight with these deathful diseases. But nobody is serious about this issue. Nobody. Except government of Gujarat and government of Himachal Pradesh. Both government are following Subhash Palekar natural farming with full strength. They know what is the fact, but no other government are serious and organizations are serious. So we are given the solution. We are given the solution. It is not enough only. It is not enough. When we eat wheat, gehu, white rice, white sugar, refined white flour of wheat, maida, refined edible oil, which is chemically refined, white salt, and all other fried food materials, bhujia, samosa, kachori, aloo bonda, and sweets. All these food materials are acidic, highly acidic. All these food materials are not having the fiber, totally fiberless. And wheat is having the gluten, very dangerous. When we eat all these food material, which are highly acidic, our blood become acidic. Basically, blood is alkaline, having 7.4 pH value, alkaline, not acidic. So our blood do not want acidic food material. Our human blood want alkaline food, and we are eating acidic food. So blood become excited. And to reduce this acidity, blood's call to enzymes, good bacteria. Enzymes are involved in the entire functioning of the body, human body. They are involved. Every function is having specific species of the enzymes. They are involved. They are busy. But when supreme authority, blood, invite them, they stop the work and they come. Body functioning is entering in the trouble. To reduce the acidity of the blood, minerals are required, mainly calcium is required. So the enzymes take the calcium from bones and teeth and neutralize the acidity of the blood. When the calcium is taken from your bones and teeth, bones become porous, weak, and one disease you suffer, osteoporosis. Very, very bad disease. Every time when you eat this all acidic material, acidic food, so blood become acidic every time, and blood has the work to supply oxygen to the cells, to supply vitamins to the cell, and to supply minerals and vital power to the cells. When blood becomes acidic, the functioning is stopped. And our human cells are entering in the big trouble, not getting sufficient oxygen. And as an impact, pancreas are become weak. They are not working. Liver become weak. Lungs become weak. As a result, we can't control the sugar level, which is increased by this unnatural food. Saturated fatty acids we are taking through the edible oils, which are more dangerous. We want unsaturated fatty acids. And at last, blood cannot work very well, and clotting of the blood start. Blood vessels are blocked, and you suffer heart problem, hypertension, and heart attack. This is the chain. This is the chain. When pancreas become weak, you can't control insulin. Insulin cannot work very naturally. Blood sugar is increased. You suffer by diabetes. What we are doing in the name of the development, is it development? Is it development? Medicine is not a remedy, but also unnatural way of life also is not remedy. Unnatural food also is not remedy. We have to avoid this unnatural food at any cost, number one. We have to start to eat naturally grown food, number 2. And number 3, most important, we strengthen our immunity by eating naturally grown daily fruits and vegetables, naturally grown poison-free food, and at any cost we have to control climate change. There is no option. We are giving the solution in the form of our own food forest model. Dryland food forest model. Dryland. Last session we have discussed about in dryland, no irrigation in the forest. So also in severe drought, no single tree is dried in the forest. At the same time, chemically grown fruit trees are dried, crops are dried. Drought is same on both places. In the chemically grown crop, same drought, and same drought is happened in forest also, on the bund of the farm. Why chemically grown fruit trees are dried? Why naturally grown are not dried? That means there is a self-developing, self-nourishing, self-reliant system of the God by which natural irrigation is done by the God. Natural irrigation, not human, natural irrigation. Water is available, become available throughout the year without any assistance and existence of the human being. 100% natural process. That is, we have discussed last time in theory. Satyu. For environmental sustainability of any nation, we want 33% forest area in total national area. Now India is having only 22% forest, including orchard and sugarcane. That means we want to increase 11% forest again. Not possible to convert the productive soil, land in the forest land. Not possible. Due to the food security. Due to the food security. We are importing millions of the ton pulses, millions of the ton edible oil, fruits and inputs from international market. Every year, we are not self-sufficient in the food. We are totally dependent on international market for importing. Our food security is under very danger. We are not secured. We are not secure. Today we are producing 28 crore metric ton of the food. And 2050 we want double 50 crore metric ton, 500 million metric ton. And we have limited land under cultivation, 35 crore acre land, India. It is not possible to increase the land because we can't cut down the forest again. Within this 35 crore acre land, we have to solve the food security and we have to establish the forest area also. So it is totally impossible to raise the natural forest. Totally impossible. Only possibility to raise the food forest. To raise the food forest. And that is our subject. When we will raise the food forest, automatically everybody will get poison-free, nutritious, medicinal fruits, vegetables, cereals, millets. Food security will be solved. And we will increase the forest area through this food forest, fruit tree food forest, orchard food forest. We will solve environmental crisis also. Everybody think if you want to raise the new forest, new orchard, irrigation is required. Everybody think. How it is possible? How it is possible? Today, India is having 18% irrigated land. Only 18, 1/8. 82% dry land. And not possible to convert dry land into irrigated land. Not possible. Due to the geographical structure of Indian land. Not possible. But none of the government is thinking about dry land. They are thinking only for irrigation. Special irrigation minister, irrigation faculty, irrigation department, everything for irrigation. And dry land use, 82%. Nobody is thinking. No minister, nothing. So it is totally impossible to raise the new orchard under irrigation. Why? Due to environmental problems. When you build up the dam, we lose huge land under the water. Land is not manufactured in the factory. And huge destruction of the biodiversity. Environmental structure totally disturbed. And cost-benefit ratio totally disturbed. In future, maybe there will be ban on the construction of a new dam. Maybe there will be ban. Maybe. It has happened in America. They are changing the policy. So, we have only 35 crore acre land, and in that land we have to raise human-made food forest so that we can solve all these problems. Which enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power. These three factors are responsible to strengthen the immunity. These three things, enzymes, good bacteria, and vital power, and best phytochemicals, flavonoids, are existed in only naturally grown fresh fruits and naturally grown fresh vegetables. That means to fight with the new strains of the corona, cancer, diabetes, heart attack, it is very essential to give available naturally grown fruits, fresh fruits, and naturally grown vegetables to the human being, naturally grown food to the human being, so that they can get available enzymes, good bacteria, vital power, and best phytochemicals, antioxidants. Then our immunity will become stronger. No corona, no cancer, no diabetes, no heart attack. So we are planning to raise new dryland food forest under Subhash Palikar Natural Fund. Then question is arised, why not in organic farming? Why not in Go-Adharit Kushi, indigenous farming? Why not in chemical farming? Why Subhash Palikar Natural Fund? I think that it is very essential to discuss about. There are so many messages I am receiving from those youth who are listening my workshops, online workshops. They are the creative forces. They want creation. They do not want destruction. They want to avoid this global warming, climate change, corruption, exploitation. They want. They want social reformation. They want the system transformation. But they are not getting useful platform. They are searching that platform. So they are willing to join us. So that we can start a big mass movement. But these newcomers are listening every day. Organic farming, organic farming, organic farming. Go Adhar Krishi, indigenous farming, indigenous farming. Paramparagat खेती. They are becoming confused. When you claim Go Adharit Krishi, indigenous farming, which is based on cow dung manure, one topmost leader of the organic farming movement, Go Adhar Krishi movement, one topmost leader has called me. He told, sir, why you are against organic farming? I asked him, you are listened my workshop? No. You have visited my videos on YouTube? No. He doesn't know anything. So he called me. I asked him, tell me what is the correct definition of the Go Adharit Krishi, cow-based farming. He said, sir, in which agriculture technology cow dung manure is utilized, that is cow-based farming, Go Adharit Krishi. Okay? Is it correct definition? Yes, it is correct definition. No amendment? No amendment. It is correct definition. Okay. I told him, every chemical farming practitioner farmer, every chemical farming practitioner farmer utilizing every year huge quantity of the cow dung manure. Maybe bullock cart load, maybe truck load or tractor load. Every. If in chemical farming cow dung manure is utilized, as per your definition, cow dung manure utilization, that means Go Adharit Krishi is chemical farming. Chemical farming is Go Adharit Krishi, cow-based farming. Because in chemical farming, bullocks are utilized, cow dung manure is utilized, cow-based farming, Go Adharit Krishi. Are you promoting chemical farming in the name of the Go Adharit Krishi, cow-based farming? Are you promoting? You are surprised? Oh, I don't know. I asked him. In organic farming, cow dung manure is utilized, compost, vermicompost, That means when you say organic farming, that means you are promoting organic farming in the name of Govardhan Krishi. The cow dung manure is utilized. Chemical farming is utilized. It is Govardhan Krishi. Organic farming, Govardhan Krishi, cow-based farming, in which cow dung manure is utilized. That means you are promoting chemical farming and organic farming. You are surprised. Oh, what we are doing? He reacted. Again, I ask one question. Are you believing in Swadeshi? Nationalism? Yes, 100%. We are Swadeshi. We are nationalist. We are pure nationality. We are pure Swadeshi. We are promoting Swadeshi. Okay. In the name of Go Adharit Kushi, cow-based farming, you are promoting chemical farming. It is not a Swadeshi. It is not Indian technology. It is American technology. And in the name of Go Adharit Kushi, you are promoting organic farming. Organic farming is not Indian technology, Swadeshi. It is a foreign technology. That means on your tongue, Swadeshi, and in action, Videshi. On your tongue, nationalism, on your action, globalization. Splitted minded, no clarity, no clarity. No clarity. Chemical farming technology is not developed by Indian scientists. Dr. Norman Borlaug has developed this chemical farming technology. He was not Indian. He was not Indian. Chemical farming is 100% foreign technology, not Swadeshi. Why Swadeshi governments are promoting chemical farming? Go Adharit Krishi, which is based on cow dung manure. That means local cow keeping is Swadeshi, as per the claim of these people. Local cow are only Indian cows. We have the specialty. So cow-based farming is Indian technology. These claims are done by these friends. These are my friends. We are working together. Maybe technology are different. I told him, I have seen all these cow breeds, Indian local cow breeds in Africa, in millions of the strength, millions. Same Indian breeds are existed in Africa, total African continent. I have seen there. Millions of the millions, crores and crores. How it is possible? There is a big Arabian Sea in between African countries and India, Indian continental. It is totally impossible to swim and go to Africa. Totally impossible. Before 14 crore years ago, Indian continental was attached to Africa continent near Somalia and Kenya. Before 14 crore years ago, India was a part of Africa. But inside the stomach of the earth, the plates were different. Indian plate and African plate were different, which are flowing upon the lava. And when the plates are loose, small detached from each other by explosion of the volcano, lakhs of years it was continued the volcanoes, and Western Ghat is created by the volcanoes. Every year there was a layer of the lava, and this Western Ghat is created. However, there was a huge explosion of the volcano. So the Indian continent was detached from Africa, and slowly was going to Eurasian plate millions of the year. And when Indian plate and Eurasian plate collided each other, Himalaya is emerged. And that Himalaya created the monsoon. Indian environment. That means if it is the reality, all Indian cow breeds are existed in entire African countries. Later on, when there was severe drought in African countries, cowkeeper took the cows with them and they migrated in Middle East. And from Middle East, they migrated in Afghanistan, Punjab, Sindh, and in India. And they settled down with their huge quantity of the local cows. Tharparkar, Gir, Rathi, Saiwal, Red Sindhi, all these breeds are not Indian breeds. These are Afro-Indian breeds. Local cows are existed in Africa and India at the same time. Cow keeping is not Indian traditional, it is for African also. And since 10,000 years, African farmers are utilizing cow dung manure and Indian farmers are utilizing cow dung manure. So cow dung manure based Go Other Kushi is not Indian technology, it is a Afro-Asian country. Afro-Asian technology. We can't claim that it is only Swadeshi technology. Now it become universal. No problem. Compost manual technology is developed by Dr. Albert Howard, who was a British scientist. That means compost technology is not Indian technology, it is not a Swedish technology. It is 100% British technology. Why these people are promoting as a name of Swadeshi? It is not a Swadeshi. Vermicompost technology is not Indian technology, Swadeshi technology. No. It is a European technology. In scientific area of Europe, there was a huge discussion was started. Everybody was excited. And discussion point was how this cadmium, arsenic, mercury, lead came in our food. These are the very poisonous heavy metals. Why these heavy metals came in our food, human food, and how it came? What is the source? Then they started to search out what is the actual source of these heavy metals, cadmium, arsenic, mercury, lead, and radioactive elements, just like thorium, uranium. After they found main source is chemical fertilizers. Through chemical fertilizers, all the heavy metals are coming in the soil, roots are taking, depositing in the food, and when we eat food, chemically grown, ultimately heavy metals are coming in food. Then European scientists started to investigate how much cadmium, how much arsenic, how much mercury, lead are coming in the food, how we can separate, and how we can monitor. They thought if any worm is existed in the soil which will work as a biomonitor to find out the cadmium, arsenic, mercury, lead, and they started research and development work to find out. After 10-year research work, they found one worm in the soil of Europe which only take specifically eat the cow dung, eat the residues of the crop, separate cadmium, separate arsenic, separate mercury, lead, and deposit in its own excreta, casting. Then European scientist has given name to that worm, Acinophytida. During this period, a new mass movement was started in Europe, America. No chemical, we want chemical-free food. Huge response was given by the people to this mass movement. So, because of this great mass movement, invisible universal exploiter system which are launched chemical farming throughout the world, that invisible exploiter system started to think we have to give the alternate of chemical farming now. If this movement will strengthen, Farmers will not purchase chemical fertilizers, insecticides. Our economy will become disturbed. So we have to find out new technology which will be more dangerous than chemical farming, which will exploit the farmers very more than chemical farming. Actually, at that time, this SPNF was developed. They have taken the advantage and they have started the research work. They utilize the SPNF and they have prepared vermicompost. Non-government agencies started to promote first in India vermicompost technology. Why? Because they are getting the huge funds from international national funding agencies to promote organic farming. Government came later on to promote organic vermicompost technology. Later on, not before. When government signed the Dunkel draft of World Trade Organization, there was even that draft says government should reduce the subsidy which is given to chemical fertilizer up to zero. Indian government was giving 1,40,000 crore rupees subsidy for the chemical fertilizer. Now 80,000 crore rupees we are giving the subsidy. Government of India is giving subsidy to chemical fertilizer. But World Trade Organization says no. You have to stop this subsidy. Free open market, globalization. World Trade Organization does not want any interference of the government in the market system. Free market. World Trade Organization does not want that government will purchase the produces from the farmer. No. World Trade Organization do not want to raise the agricultural produce marketing committee. They are against. They want free. No interference of the government. So all governments started to promote vermicompost technology when WTO pressurized them to reduce the subsidy. If they will not reduce the subsidy, chemical fertilizer will become more costly. Farmers will start agitation against government, and government and political parties will come under pressure. So they have started subsidy and started to promote organic farming. Vermicompost technology is not a Swadeshi Indian technology. It is 100% European technology. NADEP technology is not Indian technology. It is European technology. Because composting is not Indian technology. 100% European technology composting. Albert Howard is the devicer of this technology. Biodynamic cow horn manure technology, New Zealand technology is not Indian technology. Garbage enzyme Chinese technology, not Indian technology. EM solution, Japanese technology, not Indian technology. Waste decomposer, it is European technology, it is not Indian technology. All these technologies under organic farming are not Indian technology, it is 100% foreign technology. Swadeshi, it is not a Swadeshi, it is Videshi. Why they are promoting as a Swadeshi nationalist? There is a confusion. So, I request you, if you want to raise the new food forest under dryland farming, you have your mind clear, totally clear. No chemical farming, no organic farming, nothing. No Vedas farming, no yogic farming, nothing. Clear. Our subject is Subhash Palekar's spiritual farming. When I claim spiritual farming, then question is arise, what is the relation of the agriculture with spirituality? Yes, straight relation. When world is utilized spirituality, it is straight related to God. Then anybody will ask me, show me the God. Where is God? I have not seen the God. Nobody has seen the God. I can't show the God because God not is a thing which can show, which can give you the hand. It is not a thing. But we can't deny the existence of the God. As like air. Air is blowing. Can you show this is the air? Give me 1 kg. No, we can't show. We can't see the air. As like God. But we can't deny the existence of the air. While blowing, we feel the air continuously to our body, to our mind, to our intellect. God is as like air. Cannot be seen, cannot be shown, but cannot be denied. There are two forms of the God, invisible and visible. Invisible God is searched out in the temples, mosques, churches, mathas. Not seen it. Because it is not a thing we can see. But we feel existence of the God. When I enter in the temple of Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, or Mata Bhavani, and I pray, I feel inspirations are coming. I feel. But I can't prove scientifically because these inspirations are invisible. But I feel. How we can deny the invisible God? But we can't show. But there is another form of the God, that is visible form. And that is the nature. Nature is the visible God. God has sent first on the nature on the earth, and afterward, God has sent human on the earth. God had created nature first, and after millions of the years, God has created human. That means nature is not developed by human being. Nature is created by the God. Basically, human cannot create anything. The God has not given creation power to the human being. Maybe science has gone in the Mars, in the moon, on the moon, another universe, maybe. Science and technology developed. Scientists are, technologists are thinking that we will decide on the Mars. Human colonization will be done. Maybe. But I challenge all scientists and technologists. Can you manufacture wheat grain rice in the factory? No. Can you manufacture pulses in the factory? No. Fruit? No. Vegetable? No. No, no. Why? Because we can't create anything. Human is not a creator. The God has not given creation power to the human. So nature is not created by the human. Creation is the part of God. God is the only one creator. When you sow one seed of the wheat in the soil, you get more than 300 seeds from one seed. Creation, Sujan, development. When you sow one seed of the pigeon pea to Arab in the soil, you get 5,000 seeds. Creation. It is a monopoly of the God. So, nature is not created by the human being, nature is created by the God. I can say, nature is the constitution of the God. I can claim, nature is the visible form of the God. But I can say, nature is the God. Nature is the God. Nature is the God. If you want to know the God, you want to know first the nature. If you want to search out the God, you have to search out the God in the nature. Why? Because nature is the constitution of the God. Satyu. Subhash Palekar natural farming is a spiritual farming. Why? Because it is existed in the nature. When we claim that nature is the God, that means which is existed in the nature, that is natural, that is spiritual. Which is not existing in the nature, that is not natural, that is not spiritual. Dense forest is the nature. You go to the dense forest, you will see huge tree of mango, tamarind with uncountable fruits every year without any human assistance and existence. In the reserve forest, tribal people are not existed also. Without human existence and assistance, uncountable fruits are existed on the trees, huge tree in the forest. You go and observe under that huge tree in the forest whether chemical farming is utilized by the god. No. There is no chemical farming is existed in the nature. No deep plowing by tractor, no. No urea, phosphate, potash, micronutrient, no. No herbicide, weedicide, no. No chemical insecticide, fungicide spray, no. And no irrigation. No irrigation. Entire chemical farming is not existed in the nature. So as huge fruits on the tree every year. That means that tree is not created by human being. Who has created? The God has created. That means God is giving the message to human. See, huge tree, uncountable fruits every year I am giving. No chemical farming, I am utilizing no chemical farming, so also he is getting. And the God is giving order to you through that angel of the God, huge tree of the forest, don't use chemical farming. Very hazardous, very dangerous. Exploiter, don't use. But you are not listening, you are listening, you are following chemical farming against the God. Can you claim that you are spiritual? Can you claim? Can you dare? You are not spiritual. You are atheist. You are atheist. Hypocrite. You are Nastika, Pakhandi. You are not spiritual because you are working against the God. You are destroying the system of the God. Who can claim that you are spiritual? Chemical farming is not a spiritual farming. It's not a spiritual farming. So those who are following chemical farming, they are not spiritual. They can't claim that they are spiritual. No. Daytime, they are applying huge quantity of the chemical fertilizer, spraying hazardous insecticides, destroying huge quantity of the soil microorganisms, and they are feeding poison to the people. They are killing the people by diabetes, cancer, heart attack. And evening chemical farming is going in the temple to pray. God will listen to you? No. No. You are cheating to the God. you are cheating the Lord. You are not spiritual. You are not spiritual. You are atheist, Nastika. Under that huge tree, in the dense forest which is created by the God in the nature, you go and observe whether cow dung manure is utilized by the God. Truckload? No. No. God is not utilizing any cow dung manure. So also uncountable foods. That means God is against Go Adharit Kushi. God is against Paramparagat Kushi. God is against indigenous traditional farming. The God is giving the message through that tree, as an angel of the God. Don't use cow dung manure. Cow dung manure is responsible for global warming, climate change, emitting huge quantity of the greenhouse gases. Don't use. Too much costly, and farmers are not getting result. Don't use. It is a very hazardous, dangerous technology. Don't use. But nobody is listening. And they are applying truckload of the cow dung manure. Go Adharit Kushi, Gaya Adharit Kushi, Gaya Adharit Kushi. Against the God. You are challenging the God. Are you spiritual? No. To give the challenge to the God, not accepting the God, it is not spirituality. You are not spiritual. You are atheist. You are atheist. Nastika. Under that huge tree, in the dense forest, which is created by the God, no compost, no vermicompost, no biodynamic, no NADEP, no EM solution, no garbage enzyme, no waste decomposer, no Go Amrutam, no culture, no culture. Organic farming is totally absent in the nature, in the constitution of the God. That means the God is giving to message to the people, the human being, through that huge tree, as the angel of the God. Don't use organic farming, not necessary. See, huge quantity of food without organic farming. I am utilizing nothing. So also I am giving huge quantity of every year. Don't utilize organic farming. Don't utilize organic farming. Don't utilize Go Adharit Kushi. Nobody is listening, giving challenge to the God. Those who are practicing organic farming are spiritual? No. To challenge the God is not a spirituality. They are atheists. They are atheists. What is going on? In that dense forest, under that huge tree, no Panchagavya, no Dashagavya, no Agnihotra, no Vedas farming, nothing, totally absent. So also uncountable fruits. God is giving the message to the farmers, human, with the help of that tree as an angel of the God. Don't use Panchagavya, don't use Dashagavya, don't use Agnihotra in the farming, not necessary. See, I am not utilizing, loose quantity I am giving. Don't use, don't use. Nobody is listening the God, practicing Vedas Krishi, giving challenge to the God are not spiritual. To challenge the God is not a spirituality, are atheist, Nastic, Nastic. In the nature, under their huge tree, no yogic farming. In the nature, under that huge tree, in the forest, no yoga sadhana, no mantra patana, no carnation. So also uncountable foods. God is giving the message through that angel, messenger of the God, that tree, huge tree. In the forest, that don't use yogic krishi. Don't use mantra patana, yoga sadhana, not necessary, it is a karma kanda. Nobody is listening to God. Behaving against the God, challenging the God, how they can claim that they are spiritual? They are not spiritual. To challenge the God is not a spirituality. Show me in Bhagavad Gita, where is written? Where is written? So, our subject is spiritual farming, and we want 100% pure spiritual farming. No pollution, no pollution, no pollution, no exploitation. 100% purity in our technology. Sadhu, what is existed in the nature? In the constitution of the God? One question will be arise in your mind, whether Subhash Palekar natural farming is existed in the nature, as Palekar is claiming that it is a spiritual farming. How? They have to prove scientifically. Maybe that question may be not mind also. Yes, Subhash Palekar natural farming is 100% spiritual. Why? Because existed in the nature. We are utilizing cow dung, cow urine, jaggery, pulses flour to manufacture Jivamrutam. All the local cows are going to dense forest for grazing every day. Since thousands of years. Since thousands of years. And when cows are grazing in the dense forest, they are casting their dung and urine on the soil in the forest. Casting of the excreta of dung of cow, dung and urine is a natural thing. Exists in the nature. Why? Because God wants to create humus in the soil. 1 gram of the local cow dung is having more than 3,000 million beneficial active microorganisms, which create the humus. It is a natural inspiration has been given to the cow. Okay, you come for grazing and cast your dung on the soil. Anyway, so while grazing, local cow cast their dung and urine on the soil. Soil microorganisms spread out in the soil and they create humus. Soil become prosperous, fertile product. That means God is using dung and urine in the forest soil in his constitution. When God is utilizing, it is a spiritual. Then when I am utilizing, it is spiritual. When I am utilizing dung and urine for preparation of the Jivamrutam, it is spiritual because it existed in the nature, on our definition. Which is existed in the nature, that is natural, that is spiritual. And when God is utilizing that dung and urine in the forest, that means it is natural, it is spiritual. So I am utilizing to Jivamrutam, it is 100% natural and spiritual. Subhash Palekar's natural farming is 100% spiritual farming. Existed in the nature. Then question will be arise in your mind. Why this jaggery or the preparation of the Jivamrutam? To utilize the jaggery is natural. How? Maybe you will have a question in your mind. Yes, it is natural. It is spiritual. I will explain scientifically. 1 square feet leaf surface area of any plant. 1 square feet leaf surface area of any plant by photosynthesis process, carbon assimilation process, take carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, take solar energy through the sunlight, and take water through the soil by the roots and manufacture 4.5 gram raw sugar. 1 square feet leaf surface area of any plant manufacture 4.5 gram raw sugar by photosynthesis process in 1 day. 25% of the sugar which is manufactured in the leaves, 25% of the total sugar is secreted through the roots and fed to the microorganisms. Natural process. 25% of the white sugar which is created by photosynthesis in the leaves, it is secreted through the roots to feed the microorganisms so that microorganisms can multiply, they enhance their quantity, population, and they cook the food and will supply to the roots. Symbiosis, Sahajivana. 25% raw sugar is sent by the leaves to the roots. Roots secrete the sugar and feed to the microorganisms. They multiply their strength. They cook the humus And through the humus, they supply the nutrient in available form to the roots, and roots send to the leaves again. Symbiosis, symbiosis. It is a natural thing. 100% pure science, fundamental science. That means God is feeding the raw sugar to the microorganisms so that they can multiply. That means to use the raw sugar in the soil, that is natural, that is spiritual, because God is creating, God is utilizing. Then, when I am utilizing jaggery as a white sugar in Jivamrutam, it is 100% natural and spiritual because it is exists in the nature. 100% spiritual. Jivamrutam. I am following 100% to the God. And to follow the God is a spiritualism. Then question will be arise in your mind. What about pulses flour, besan? To use besan, pulses flour in the Jivamrutam, whether it is spiritual? How? Maybe question in your mind. The God has created huge biodiversity of the vegetation. Huge biodiversity. Algae, small plants, medium plants, big plant, bushes, tree, and huge tree. 34, आपला 3/4 of the vegetation is dicot, and 1/4 of the vegetation is monocot. Why? Why? God has created 3 times more dicot than monocot. Why 3/4 dicot? Why 1/4 monocot? Because in dicot plants, the proteins are existed in maximum quantity. And the proteins are having enclosed the huge energy and nitrogen. Huge energy and nitrogen. When dicot plant complete their life cycle, they are dried and fallen down on the surface of the soil. The residues of the dicot are decomposed, and that energy is released, and that energy is fed to the microorganisms near the root to multiply and to activate the microorganisms. One gram of the protein, 4.5 kilocalorie energy. So God has created a system with the huge biodiversity of the vegetation, 3/4 dicot. The dried residues are fallen down after maturation, decomposed, and energy is supplied to the microorganism. God created system of the God is existed in the nature to supply the energy to the microorganisms. And I am utilizing pulses flour mean dicot seed flour so that I can give available the energy to the microorganisms they can start to create the humus, and through the humus, entire nutrients can be available to the roots, and plant can grow fantastically and develop. When I utilize the pulsate flow in the Jivamrutam, it is 100% natural, it is 100% spiritual, because God is utilizing these inputs in the forest, in the nature. 100% spiritual, Subhash Palekar Natural Farm. I have read Bhagavad Gita many times. I have read Vedas, I have read Upanishads, Puranas. I have read holy script of Hindu religion. I have read holy script, Bible of the Christian religion. I have read Quran Sharif, holy script of Islamic religion. I have read Hinyan Mahayana Panthas script of Buddhism. I have read the spiritual material of Shvetambara, Digambara Jainas. I have studied well, and I have seen that all this script, through this all script, granthas of all religions, God is giving two messages to the people, human being. Only two messages. As a messenger, number one, God says, believe me. Believe me. Krishna says to Arjuna, Sharnagat ho, believe me. Sharnagat ho, believe me. And second message has been given by the God, follow me. Arjuna, मैं जो कहूंगा वो कर. What I will speak you have to follow me. Lord Krishna says, Lord Muhammad Paigambara says, Lord Rama says, Lord Yeshu says, Lord Buddha said, Lord Mahavir Jaina said, and Guru Ramdas, Guru Gobind Singh says, Guru Nanak says. Two messages, believe me and follow. To believe the God is the spirituality. To follow the God is the spirituality. And God is existed in front of you in the formal stage, visible stage, that is nature. You have to accept nature as it is. Then you will be spiritual. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, you will be atheist. I am accepted entire natural in my technology, given by the God in my hand, and I am following 100% nature in Subhash Palekar Natural Farming. So Subhash Palekar Natural Farming is 100% spiritual. 100% spiritual. No confusion in the mind. No confusion in the mind. Straight. 100% clarity. Those who are believing, they can welcome. They are heartily welcome. And they are not believing, those who are not believing in Subhash Palekar Natural, they are not welcomed in this movement. No. We do not want atheist people, Gnostic people, Pakhandi people. We want only spiritual people. So, when we will establish the dryland, dense forest, we have to establish the God 100% there. 100%. Last time we have seen how the God is supplying water in dryland farming. We have discussed thoroughly. Today we will discuss how the God supply all nutrient to the tree in dryland farming without human existence. Satyo. In Indian philosophy, Pancha Mahabhutas are discussed. Indian philosophy says every body of living being, including plant body, human body, is constituted by 5 major elements they call Pancha Mahabhutas. Prithvi means minerals taken to the soil by roots. Prithvi Mahabhuta. Aap, water given by the monsoon, free of cost. Tej, solar energy given by the sun, free of cost. Vayu Mahabhuta means atmosphere, carbon dioxide and nitrogen taken through the atmosphere by the plant, free of cost. Atmosphere does not send any bill to you. And Akash Mahabhuta, cosmic energy, is given by the cosmos, free of cost. And fundamental sciences, it is true. Indian philosophy is a truth. These are 5 major elements, Panchamahabhutas, are constituted by 108 elements. That means every plant body is constituted by 108 elements. We have divided this 108 element in 4 groups according to utilization of the quantity. In the first group, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. 3 elements are included. Carbon taken from the atmosphere, hydrogen, oxygen taken from the water, given by the monsoon free of cost, and every plant body is constituted 97 to 98.5%. Body of the plant is constituted by only 3 elements, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Given by the nature, given by the God, not given by the human being, free of cost. Not necessary to use as a manure and fertilizer. Second group, nitrogen, phosphate, potash, NPK, NPK. In the atmosphere, 78.1% nitrogen. Atmosphere is the ocean of the nitrogen. The leaves are dancing in the atmosphere, surrounding the ocean of the nitrogen. But God has not given the capacity to the leaves to take the nitrogen straight through the atmosphere. No. That means leaves cannot take the nitrogen through the air themselves. No. God has given the contract to one bacteria, nitrogen fixing bacteria, to take the nitrogen from the atmosphere and to supply the roots. That contract has not given to the human being, not given to agriculture scientists, only given to nitrogen fixing bacteria. And these nitrogen fixing bacteria are created in the intestine of the local cow, mother cow, holy cow. A great factory of the creation of the beneficial living microorganism. Very miracle, fantastic local cow, Gomata. When dung is casted by local cow, these nitrogen fixing bacteria are coming in the dung. And when we utilize this cow dung to prepare Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam, these nitrogen fixing bacteria are coming, they are multiplied in huge. When you utilize Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam in the soil, they spread out in the soil. They prepare their colonies near the root zone and on the root zone in the nodules. And these nitrogen fixing bacteria may be symbiotic, may be non-symbiotic. They take the nitrogen and they supply it to the roots. How much maximum quantity will be demanded will be supplied by the bacteria. No urea, no ammonium sulfate, nothing. It is 100% natural process. Show me any existence of the human in this process. Whether nitrogen fixing bacteria is asking you to supply nitrogen? No. They want your permission? No. No human interference is existed in natural nitrogen fixing process which is created by the God. Only we have to utilize Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam as a culture of the microorganisms in the soil. And we have to take the intercrop of the pulses crop. Automatically, the nitrogen fixing bacteria activate. They take the nitrogen from the atmosphere and supply to the roots. 100% natural process. 100%. Local cow, Gomata, is a fantastic production of the God. Fantastic, marvelous. Marvelous. Phosphate is existed in the soil. but not in available form. It is existed in monovalent orthocalcium phosphate stage. But in the soil, there is no monovalent orthocalcium phosphate. There are divalent and trivalent orthocalcium phosphate. That means the roots want cooked phosphate, and there is no cooked phosphate in the soil. In the soil, there is a raw phosphate. In the divalent and trivalent, root want monovalent. God has given the contract to one bacterial species that is called phosphate solubilizing bacteria to convert non-available into available, to cook the phosphate and to supply to the roots. Not given to human being, not given to agricultural scientists, only given to phosphate solubilizing bacteria. And these phosphate solubilizing bacteria are created not in human bacteria, no, in the intestine of the local cow, Go Mata, Holy cow. A fantastic, marvelous, miracle factory intestine of the local cow. When dung is casted by local cow, PSB bacteria are coming dung. When you utilize this dung in Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam, ultimately, these PSB bacteria, phospholipid bacteria are enhance their count very vigorously. And when you use Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam in the soil, all these PSB bacteria are spread out in the soil. They cook the phosphate and supply to the roots in monovalent orthocalcium. No diammonium phosphate, no phosphate fertilizer is to be utilized. Nothing, only Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam. Bas. God has given the contract to PSB bacteria, not to human being, not to agriculture. Satya. Soil is totally enriched by potash, huge quantity of potash. But potash is existed in the soil is in multi-particle stage, silicates, colloids. Potash is not existed in the soil in single particle stage. The roots want potash in single particle. Single particle potash is not existed in the soil. Potash is available in the soil in multi-particle aggregate bond system. God has given the contract to Bacillus silicus bacteria to split this bond, silicates, colloids, separate the single particle of the potash and supply it to the roots. God has given the contract only to Bacillus silicus bacteria, not given to human being, not given to agriculture scientists. And this Bacillus silicus is created in the intestine of holy mother cow, Go Mata. A fantastic factory. And when dung is casted, these bacteria are coming in the casting dung, and when you utilize dung to prepare Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam, they are multiplying them in huge quantity. And when you utilize Jivamrutam, Ghanajivamrutam in the soil, all these Bacillus silica bacteria are spreading in the soil, and they cook the potash and give available to the roots. conversion of non-available potash into available form and supply. No potassium sulfate, no millet of potash, nothing. In the soil, all nutrients are existed. Calcium, magnesium, sulfur, zinc, iron, molybdenum, boron, entire, selenium, entire, iodine, entire. But all the nutrients are not in available stage, are not in cooked form. They are in raw form. And God has given the contract to the microorganisms, variable species of microorganisms, to cook the micronutrient and supply it to the roots. Thioxidant bacteria cook the sulfur. Feral bacteria cook the iron. Mycorrhiza fungus cook the entire, all nutrients supplied to the roots. All the species which are involved in this process, visible and invisible, we don't know how many are involved. And all these bacteria are existed, created in the holy intestine of the local cow, Gomata. And when we utilize dung of the local cow, Gomata, to prepare Jivamrutam, Ghana all bacteria are entering in the Jivamrutam, they are multiplying. And when you give Jivamrutam and Ghana to the soil, they are spreading and they are converting non-available and giving available to the roots. 100% spiritual, because it is existed in the nature. What is the solution? Number one, we have to utilize Jivamrutam, Ghana Jivamrutam as a best culture of the invisible, visible, identified, unidentified trillions of the microorganism species which are involved in the humus creation. Humus is the foodstock of the roots. The roots take all nutrients to the humus. Humus is the reserve bank of the roots. Humus supply nitrogen through the microorganisms. Humus supply phosphate, potash through the microorganisms. Humus supply all nutrients through the microorganisms, because all these microorganisms are activated in the humus creation. They are involved in the humus creation, maybe invisible, millions, trillions of the species, not only 4, not only 5, as like waste decomposer, Go, Krupa, Amrutam, and all other EM solutions. Not exist in the nature, this entire species. Only Jivamrutam, Ghana Jivamrutam. Number 2, all these bacteria are activated when there is a specific microclimate existed in the soil. If that specific microclimate is not existed, these bacteria are not activated, they enter in the dormancy and they take the samadhi. That means microclimate is essential. And when you cover the soil by straw mulching or live mulching, automatically microclimate is created. Number 1, Jivamrutam, Ghana Jivamrutam. And number 2, mulching. Maybe live mulching, maybe straw mulch. Humus supply all nutrient. Humus supply all your hormones which are required for the development of the body. Humus supply organic acids. Humus supply humic acids. What the tree want to grow and development of the body, everything is supplied by the humus. Humus is the reserve bank of the roots. Humus is constituted by 60% organic carbon and 6% organic nitrogen. That means in the constitution of the human body, carbon-nitrogen ratio is 10:1. That means nitrogen is feasible. Where is carbon? That means atmospheric nitrogen. Atmospheric carbon is required, not human-made carbon, human-made coal, human-made urea. No, atmospheric. And nitrogen fixing bacteria are taking the nitrogen from the atmosphere and supplying to the roots. And these bacteria are establishing their colonies on the roots of the pulses, leguminous plant. So we have to take the intercrops of the pulses crops. Pigeon pea, drumstick, green gram, black gram, cowpea, horse gram, beans, moth bean, groundnut, Bengal gram, pea, entire. What are the pulses? Balsam also, lucerne also. Number 1, Jivamrutam, Ghana Jivamrutam. Number 2, mulching. And number 3, intercrops of the pulses in our new dryland food forest model. So start to prepare Ghana Jivamrutam immediately. Because now full sunlight. In April, May, up to 15th, 21st May, before Kritika Nakshatra will be started, full sunlight we get. Where to dry in the sunlight. So immediately you start Ghana Jivamrutam preparation. I have given the formula last time. No repetition at all. You can download last videos and you can see on your mobile. Number 1. Number 2, mulching. It is not possible in dryland to take the mulching material from outside. Because we will not purchase anything from the market. But if you have surplus residues of your crop which is harvested, you can utilize. But if it is not possible to get available mulching material from your agriculture land, then we have to create straw mulching material in situ in our land. For that purpose, we have to take variable intercrops, having variable life cycles. We have to create natural mulching. Natural mulching. You know, green gram, 60-day duration, 4 nakshatras, green gram. Start leaf fall after 45 days. Green gram plant start dried leaf fall since 45 days of the age. And when the pods are matured, entire leaves are fallen down. Entire leaves of the green gram is fallen down. And soil is covered by the leaves. Automatically, natural mulching is created. Automatic. Number 2, black gram is having 75 days duration. After 60 days, the matured leaves are fallen down. And when the pods of the black gram is matured, entire leaves are fallen down. Entire leaves are fallen down. And cover the soil by a natural mulch. 4 nakshatra, green gram, 60 days. 5 nakshatra, black gram, 75 days. 6 nakshatra, cowpea, 90 days. 90 days. Groundnut, 6 nakshatra, 90 days. Pea, 6 nakshatra, 90 days. Beans, 6 nakshatra, 90 days. Maybe Kharif Rabi. All pulses crop, 5 days. Pearl millet straw is a best mulching material. Bajra, Sajjale Sajju. Best. We are taking pigeon pea as intercrop in that orchard, dryland food forest. Pigeon pea is having 10 to 18 nakshatras lifespan. When the pods are matured of the pigeon pea, tuar, togri, entire leaves are fallen down. Maximum leaves are fallen down. And mulch. Natural mulch. When you cut down the pods, you have to cut down the stem, plant. Cut down small pieces and mulch. We are creating the mulching material in situ. We are not stealing the mulching material from outside. No. It is a sin. Yes. You will think that on the bund of the farm, on the roadside, in the forest, there are huge trees, and huge leaves are fallen down. We will go there, we will collect the leaves, and we will steal the leaves, and we will mulch in our farm. No, it is a sin, it is a mahapapam, it is a mahapapam. चोरी है ये, चोरी, ये डकैती है, it is a robbery, it is a theft, it is a sin, it is sin. Not necessary, because the roots of those forest trees are taking nutrient to the soil throughout the year. And all the nutrients are deposited in the leaves. And when leaves are fallen down after maturation, soil is covered. And when in rainy season, these fallen leaves are decomposed, humus is created. And through the humus, all nutrients are given available to the roots of the tree. Fallen leaves is a food stock of that tree. And when still, as a robber, it is sin. It is a sin. No, it is a mahapapam. We will not do any papam. No, no sin. No sin. No robbery, no stealing. No stealing. Because our subject is spiritual farming. Subject is spiritual farming. No cheating farming, no cheating farming. Unlike some people, my technology, Jivamrutam, Gana Acharana, Vapsa, Namastra, Brahmastra, Agnistra, same, are telling, not taking Subhash Palekar natural farming name. They are selling my technology on the name of Go Adharit Kushi, sustainable farming, chemical free farming. It is a robbery. It is a robbery. They are robber. They are theft. They are stealing. We will not do any robbery. We will not do it. We will take drumstick, main crop in this forest model. Drumstick is 100% dryland tree. 100% dryland. Irrigation is not required. Pigeon pea and pulses and drumstick are belong to Leguminaceae family, subfamily Papilionaceae, which are having the nodules on the roots. Rhizobium bacteria are residing in the nodules. They are taking nitrogen from the atmosphere and supply and depositing in the soil. Number one. Number two, drumstick is 100% dry land. Irrigation is not required. Number three, the leaves and branches of the drumstick are having great nutritional values and medicinal values. We have to utilize dried leaves and pods, green pods for curry purpose, vegetable purpose. Best tonic. Best tonic. Number four, the leaves of this pulses, drumstick and pigeon pea attract honeybees and feed insects in huge quantity. Honeybees are involved in the pollination, then we will get the grain to eat. and fen insect control enemy insect, biological control. Next, drumstick is a perennial tree. Once you have established, it will give production continuously. Sometime 100 rupees kg pot of drumstick, 100 kg, 100 rupees per kg, very costly. The city people are drinking the water coming from corporation. And they are purifying the water by chlorination. But now scientists found that during the purification of the drinking water, chlorination, some residues are remain in the water, which are hazardous to the health. So, scientists are searching the alternate to bleaching powder. At last they found drumstick seed powder is the best water purifier. That means in future there will be a great demand to drumstick seed powder. Fantastic purifier. You collect dried parts of the drumstick, remove the seed, prepare the powder, deposit, store in the glassware. In 1 bucket of the drinking water, you add 1 teaspoonful or 1 tablespoon. Stir it well. After 1 hour, you filter it. You will get best purified water. Drumstick is multi-level, multi-purpose tree, growing only dry land. During my workshop in Gujarat, I have traveled entire Saurashtra. What I have seen? In Saurashtra, Gujarat, maximum dry land farming. This small irrigation now started. Maximum dry land. Yes, rain-fed. I have seen one miracle. On the boundary of the farm, on the bund of the farm of every farmer, there is a local drumstick. Every bund is covered by a local drumstick. I have asked the farmers why you have planted local drumstick. What you are utilizing? How you are utilizing? They said, sir, we are exporting drumsticks pots to the European countries, Gulf countries. And they are getting more than 100 rupees price. There are great chances to export. And very vigorous growth. When you cut down the branch, a new shoot come out in the axis of the branch and speedily grow. Again, after 2 months, you cut down, again new shoot will come out. You will get maximum mulching material, which is nitrogenous Carbon nitrogen is short, best for humus creation. So, drumstick will be one main part of this dryland food forest model. We will take mango, guava, apple, yes, apple, custard apple, sapota, cashew nut, almond, orange, sweet orange, lemon, all fruit trees which are important in our area, we will grow there in dryland farming. In the nature, all these trees are existed. Developed on only rains, no irrigation. In Maharashtra, there are old, 100-year-old huge mango trees, Marathwada, Vidarbha. 100-year-old, more than 100-year-old. Mango tree. Local. Only on rainwater. Only on rainwater. No irrigation. No irrigation. One mango tree is giving more than 7,000 fruit every year. More than 7,000. Local mango. And there is great demand for local mango for pickle and for eating purpose. Minimum 10 rupees one fruit. Minimum 10 rupees. 7,000 fruit one mango. 10 rupees per fruit. That means 70,000 rupees from one mango. And in 1 acre, 20 trees are existed. Calculate. 14 lakh rupees from 1 acre. Local mango. In future, there will be great demand for local mangoes. So we have to collect the seeds of the local mangoes. For collection of the seed, we have to search out the huge local mango tree which are developed on only rainwater, no irrigation, rainwater, only rainwater. We have to utilize as a rootstock. You search out in your area this type of the huge trees of local mangoes. Take the addresses, phone numbers, and book the mangoes first. Collect the mangoes, matured mangoes. From those trees which are matured, the fruits are matured in last of the May or in June. Why? Because when you take the tree, the seed from the matured mango fruit, how much you will delay to the sow for sowing, you will get minimum germination percentage. After removing from the fruit, how much immediately we will sow in the soil, we will get maximum germination. How much we will delay to sow, we will get minimum germination. So we have to select those mango trees which are developed in the rainwater, no irrigation, and which are giving mature fruit in May last or in June. Collect the mangoes on any cost. Remove the seeds from the mango. Dry in the shadow nearest to sunlight. Dip in the bijamrutam and sow the seed in the food forest, straight in the soil, as a root stock. Three seeds should be sown at one place, giving 6-inch distance or 9-inch distance in between. If one seed will not germinate, but two seeds will germinate, let to grow both seeds. During growth period, maybe by intercultural operations, maybe by animals, maybe. If one stem will be damaged, one will be remain. If both are remain, then joint grafting we will take. When monsoon will be started, we will dibble the seed of the mango or fruit trees in the soil, and when the stem will be pencil size, then we have to graft which variety we want. Maybe Alfonso, Kesher, maybe Laddu, maybe Dasheri, maybe Goa Mankur, any famous we have to graft. That means the stock will develop the root zone which is having the capacity to fight with the dot successfully. Because hereditary character has existed in a DNA. We have taken the tree fruits from Dylan farm. Used to. Genetically, they are capable to adjust the drought, heavy rain, natural calamities, and climate change. And then we will graft which variety we want. It is very easy. We will collect the rootstock seed of jamberry as a rootstock. We will dibble in the soil after treating bijamrutam, and then we will graft orange, sweet orange, which we want. Jamberry is having the capacity to fight with the drought and natural calamities. Rootstock will manage everything in the soil, and then cyan, we will craft Also, we will collect the seeds of the all fruit trees, cashew nut tree, sapota tree, of guava, of apple, of custard apple, all which are planning to take the intercrop as a main crop. Seed collection is most important. Since tomorrow you start seed collection at any cost. If anybody will have any problem, you call me. We will adjust. Those who are wanting to create this rain-fed dryland food forest model, we have to take the trenches to conserve the rainwater. We have to create the activities of the local earthworms so that local earthworms will create the numerous hole, uncountable holes to the soil. And when you mulch the soil and give Jivamrutam, ultimately local earthworms break the samadhi, they come forward, they start to activate, they create numerous holes, huge network of the holes, uncountable, and through the holes, entire rainwater is percolated in the soil, deposited in the internal water reservoir, and capillary force and main root, taproot is taking that water and supplying to the tree throughout the year without irrigation. Activation of the local earthworms is most essential for that purpose, mulching and Jivamrutam. We have to manage. We have to take the spacing in this orchard. I will give two models. 36 by 36, one model, and second model 16 by 12, high density. Because on the huge tree, the birds are attacking, the monkeys are attacking, and they damage very severely. We can't cover the tree by net, a big tree. It is not possible. But when you keep the canopy very small every year by pruning, easily can be covered by the net, and we can protect from monkeys and birds. Second thing. From which tree to harvest the fruit is very costly. Labor, and there is no labor available. 2 rupees wheat and 3 rupees rice. Nobody is coming for labor work. So we can't harvest in time. Harvesting charges are increased. And when we will not get the labor for harvesting, the fruits are fallen down. But when you keep the canopy 4 feet, 5 feet of the tree by pruning, high density, we can easily harvest the fruit, which fruit we want, easily. Not necessary to take the labor if labor are not available. If on one fruit branch 10 fruits are existed. So 10 fruits will not be developed very well because the competition for food, nutrient. So small fruits will be developed, small. 2 rupees one fruit. No rate, no rate. But if you will take the thinning of the fruit, we will keep only 4, not 10, only 4. We will get a bigger one fruit, bigger one, 50 rupees one fruit, 200 rupees per plant, per branch. He will not think, taking thinning, we will get only 20 rupees. And when we will take the thinning, we will get 200 rupees. Best quality. Every consumer wants best quality. On the history, thinning is not possible, entire impossible. How you can think? Huge labor will be required. But when you keep the canopy small by pruning in high density, we can take the thinning very easily by our own hands. Our family members can do it. And we will get the best quality foods. So, I have given today entire roadmap of this new dryland food forest model. We will meet 25th of the April, 4th Sunday again. Then I will give the entire model. Cultivation and trenches and plantation, intercross, mulching, Jivamrutam, spray Jivamrutam, entire I will do. In next session, it will be the last session of this dryland food forest. And in May, we will do the technology for Kharif crop, entire Kharif crop, seasonal crops, rainy season crops, entire technology we will discuss. So we will meet again 25th of the April, Sunday morning 7:30. Thank you very much for your great cooperation. Thank you.